Hello everybody, this is just a Starcraft 2 clip that was so good, I decided it had to be made into a video. In this one, I was up against this guy who was doing a very annoying strat of just spamming Tempests and using them to attack me from long range. He was pretty good at microing, though his economy was a bit smaller than mine. At this point in the game, we were pretty far in. He had just finished eviscerating my last battleships with his Tempest strat, so I had to call all my Marines who were guarding the ground defenses up to the top to deal with them. Unfortunately, this left the ground defenses open, and I was a bit busy cussing him out, so I didn't actually notice when he started attacking them. Once I did notice, it was too late. I sent my Marines down to try and stop his push, but it didn't work. Knowing that I could very well lose my main base here, I started going down to my smaller bases and spamming out SCVs, just in case, while I had battlecruisers building at the main area. Because they had a lot more guys left than me, my base just kept collapsing. Eventually, I decided that trying to hold the main base wasn't worth it, so I just lifted off my command centers and started evacuating everything. I had my SCVs that I built earlier start building up new bases at the money-making areas, while I defended my main base with a few battlecruisers I had managed to spam out. Here you can see how annoying this guy's strategy was, where he manages to take out one of them because he continuously runs away and then shoots back. Man, that strategy pissed me off so bad during this game. I'm so glad I won it, or I would have been angry the rest of that day. A few minutes later, half of my main base was gone, but I had basically built up an entirely new base down in the bottom right corner and the top left corner. I also had some widow mines left over, which I used to harass him and keep him trapped in my main base for an extended period of time. Knowing I couldn't beat him with battlecruisers because they were just too slow to catch up to his Tempests, I put reactors onto my air bases so that I could build tons of Vikings. I also evacuated a bunch of SCVs into the center of the map to build barracks, because I knew that eventually my other two bases would probably get attacked. Just as I had guessed, he scouted out my two side bases and started attacking. So, I started spamming out the Vikings. Now I was too late in building troops at my bottom right corner base, and it ended up getting destroyed by Zealots and Tempests. But my top left corner base was mostly fine. He found that one way later. My base in the center of the map was also undiscovered for a while, but I knew he'd get to it eventually because he had to go through the middle to get to my other base. So I built up some supply depots to slow him down. I also sent all of my Vikings down to take care of his Tempests. Because my Vikings are actually faster than his Tempests, they're able to catch up to him and take him out. Because I knew I had way more money saved up than he did, since I had had a much larger economy throughout the entire game, I decided to sacrifice my Vikings here to take out some of his Zealots. This sacrifice ended up being the wrong move, because he immediately spawned in more Zealots and used them to attack my upper left corner base. So, I evacuated that base by lifting off all of my stuff. Luckily, I'm pretty sure he was out of Vespine at this point, because he did not send any more Tempests, and was unable to destroy any of my base buildings that lifted off. After he destroyed that one, he began looking for my last base, so I started fortifying the middle even more. I blocked off all of the exits and built up a ton of Marines. Once I had built so many Marines that I was out of money, I decided to take things on the offensive. I positioned my troops in between a nexus and a pylon, where his Zealots could only attack them from one side, kinda got bottlenecked. I also gathered up all of my remaining Vikings and sent them in. I had a pretty big amount left over because when I sacrificed them, I only sacrificed the ones who were currently built, not the ones who were still being built at the upper left corner base. And it was at this point that I won. I really wasn't expecting it, to be honest. I suppose that he just ran out of money and couldn't build anything to fight me. All in all, it was a crazy game because of his annoying strategies, and I am very glad that I won, because I would never be able to forgive myself if I lost to a cheesy-ass strat like Tempest and Microwing.